showcasing breathtaking natural landscapes and key symbols of American heritage. The detail on these coins is incredible, from geysers to granite cliffs, and they reflect not just the land, but the spirit of the people who preserve it. But here's where things get really interesting. Not all 2010 quarters are created equal. Most of them were minted for general circulation, and billions were made. You've probably seen one or two without even realizing it. However, a very small number of these coins, almost like ghost stories in the coin world, have something different about them. Something rare. Something valuable. Imagine finding a 2010 quarter that looks slightly off. Maybe the design seems shifted, the lettering is doubled, or the metal surface has a strange shine. These are called error coins, minting mistakes that slipped through quality control and made their way into the hands of the public. To collectors, these aren't defects, they're treasures. Some errors are subtle, like a slight misalignment in the die. Others are dramatic, like a quarter stamped on the wrong type of metal or missing crucial design elements altogether. These mistakes can make the coin exceptionally rare, and rarity, as any collector knows, is the gateway to value. But even more than error coins, condition is key. A 2010 quarter found in the couch cushions or passed through hundreds of vending machines probably won't make a splash. But a quarter that has been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition? That's a different story. Now, imagine this: a flawless 2010 state quarter dollar, struck with a rare minting error, authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. This coin isn't just rare, it's nearly one of a kind. And collectors across the country would be willing to fight for the chance to own it. You might think that sounds far-fetched. But it's not just a collector's fantasy, it's reality. In fact, one such 2010 quarter, featuring a highly rare double die error and in mint condition, was sold for an eye-popping amount at a private auction. So now, the question you've all been waiting for: how much could this unassuming 2010 quarter actually be worth? Get ready, because this might just blow your mind. That tiny piece of metal, smaller than a cookie, sold for an astonishing $125,000. Yes, you heard that right. A quarter. 25 cents. Sold for $125,000. It's the kind of story that makes you want to flip over every coin you see. Could you be carrying a fortune in your pocket right now without even realizing it? If you've got a 2010 quarter, or better yet, a whole roll of them, start examining them closely. Look for any unusual marks, errors, or design oddities. And if you find something strange, don't just toss it aside. Get it checked by an expert. That little coin might just be your golden ticket. So, the next time you get change at the grocery store, pay attention. That ordinary-looking coin might be anything but. It might be history. It might be art. It might even be worth more than a house. Today, we're unlocking a mystery hidden in plain sight, something that millions of people have touched, yet only a few truly understand. We're talking about the unassuming yet powerful 2011 United States quarter dollar, a coin that may look like spare change, but in some rare cases, it could secretly be worth a life-changing fortune. Yes, you heard that right. A single quarter, just 25 cents in face value, might be hiding in your collection, your change jar, or even in your pocket right now. And if it's one of the rarest versions of the 2011 state quarter, it could be worth a sum so shocking, so unbelievable, that it's hard to wrap your head around. But we'll get to that incredible number at the end, so keep watching, because this journey into numismatic history might just turn you into the next lucky collector. To understand the importance of the 2011 state quarter, we need to travel back to the launch of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. After the wildly popular 50 state quarters series that ran from 1999 to 2008, the U.S. Mint decided to take the idea even further. In 2010, they introduced a new series that celebrated the natural beauty and historic sites across the United States. Each year, 5 new quarters would be released, each honoring a different national park or historic site. And in 2011, the series delivered some truly unforgettable designs. That year gave us quarters representing Gettysburg National Military Park in Pennsylvania, Glacier National Park in Montana, Olympic National Park in Washington, Vicksburg National Military Park in Mississippi, and Chickasaw National Recreation Area in Oklahoma. Each of these coins features stunning artwork, telling a story not just of the location it honors, but of the people, the heritage, and the values that shaped America. The detail is astonishing: the cannon in Gettysburg, the mountains of Glacier, the towering pines of Olympic. These are more than coins, they are miniature pieces of art forged in metal. Now, here's where things start to get really exciting. While millions of these quarters were produced and circulated across the nation, only a fraction of them are considered valuable to collectors. Why? Because it all comes down to condition, rarity, and the mysterious world of minting errors. Coins are mass-produced using dies, huge metal stamps that strike the blank discs with tremendous force. But sometimes, just sometimes, things don't go according to plan. The dies might be misaligned. A design might be doubled. A coin might be struck on the wrong metal. And these little mistakes? They can make a coin incredibly rare. Because while most collectors are searching for perfectly struck examples, others are hunting for the beautiful imperfections, coins that stand out because they're unlike any other. These error coins from 2011 are few and far between, but when one circulation and remains in absolute mint condition can also be incredibly valuable. These are known as uncirculated or proof coins, specimens struck with special care and preserved in sealed packaging. Now, what if you had both? A 2011 quarter that is not only in perfect condition, but also features an extremely rare error? That's the kind of coin that turns heads at auctions. The kind of coin that makes experienced collectors open their wallets without hesitation. The kind of coin that turns a simple piece of change into a priceless collectible. And believe it or not, there is a real-world example of such a coin. One of the 2011 America the Beautiful quarters, featuring a dramatic minting error and preserved in pristine condition, once surfaced in a private collection. This wasn't your everyday quarter. It was professionally graded, certified authentic, and recognized as one of the most unique coins of its kind ever discovered. The bidding war that followed was intense. Coin collectors from around the world competed to own this tiny, perfect anomaly, a little slice of American minting history. And when the final gavel fell, the price was enough to make jaws drop. So now, the moment you've all been waiting for. What was this single 2011 quarter, weighing just over 5 grams and measuring less than an inch across, ultimately worth? That coin sold for $127,000. That's right. 25 cents turned into $127,000. It just goes to show, you never really know what treasures are hiding in plain sight. That jar of coins on your dresser? That roll of quarters in the drawer? It could be a goldmine in disguise. So start checking. Flip every coin. Use a magnifying glass. Compare designs. Because the next legendary coin might not be in a museum, it might be in your home. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that many people have seen, but very few truly understand. It might be sitting unnoticed in your pocket, tucked away in a coin jar, or hiding at the bottom of your desk drawer. It's one of the most fascinating modern coins minted in the United States, and what might shock you is how incredibly valuable it can be under the right conditions. We're talking about the 2012 United States quarter dollar, part of the iconic America the Beautiful quarters program. And yes, in some rare cases, this humble little piece of metal, worth just 25 cents at face value, has sold for an amount that most people would only dream of. But more on that in just a bit. Stay tuned, because the number will blow your mind. Let's start at the beginning. By 2012, the America the Beautiful quarters program was in full swing. This historic initiative by the United States Mint began in 2010, continuing the legacy of the beloved 50-state quarters program. But this time, the theme wasn't just about states, it was about nature, heritage, and national pride. Every year, 5 new quarters were released, each showcasing a unique national park or historic site from a different state or U.S. territory. In 2012, the U.S. Mint introduced 5 stunning new designs: El Yunque National Forest in Puerto Rico, Chaco Culture National Historical Park in New Mexico, Acadia National Park in Maine, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park in Hawaii, And Denali National Park and Preserve in Alaska, each of these quarters tells its own story. From the lush rainforests of El Yunk, home to rare coqui frogs and towering trees, to the ancient ruins and ancestral villages of Chaco culture, these coins are windows into America's past, present, and future. The Acadia Quarter shows a majestic lighthouse watching over rugged coastlines. The Hawaii Quarter captures the explosive beauty of a volcanic eruption. And Denali's Quarter? It features a towering grizzly bear with a mountain backdrop that seems to leap from the coin's surface. These aren't just coins. They're tiny masterpieces. Pieces of art that you can hold in your hand. Now, here's the thing. While millions of these coins were produced and sent into circulation across the country, not all of them are created equal. Most ended up in change jars, vending machines, and parking meters. But a few, just a few, turned out to be exceptionally rare. And that's where our story takes a turn. You see, when coins are minted, the machines that produce them are supposed to work with perfect precision. But sometimes, errors happen. A coin might be struck off-center. The die that stamps the design might crack. A coin might be double-stamped, or even pressed on the wrong metal. These kinds of mistakes are called minting errors, and they are music to a collector's ears. Now, imagine finding a 2012 quarter with a dramatic double die reverse, where the design appears twice, slightly shifted. Or a coin that's missing key details because of a striking error. Or one that was struck on a planchet meant for a different denomination altogether. These are the unicorns of the coin world. They are extremely rare, and because of that, they are incredibly valuable, but minting errors aren't the only thing that increases a coin's value. Condition plays a huge role too. Coins are graded on a scale, and those that have been preserved in flawless, uncirculated, or proof condition are highly sought after. A 2012 quarter that's been handled, scraped, or dropped won't fetch much. But a 2012 quarter that's pristine, fresh from the mint, with all its luster intact, is in a whole different league. Now, picture this, a 2012 quarter with both qualities. A rare error. And a perfect condition. That's where the magic happens. And that's where collectors go wild. There's one particular coin from the 2012 release that achieved legendary status among collectors. It was a flawless example of one of the 5 quarters, featuring a distinct and well-documented error, a double die combined with a rare edge variation. It was sent to a top grading company, authenticated, and graded at the highest level. The result? A true one-of-a-kind masterpiece. When word spread in the numismatic community, the competition to acquire it was fierce. Private collectors, museums, even international buyers expressed interest. Because it wasn't just a coin anymore, it was a piece of American history. A mistake turned into a masterpiece. A common object turned into an artifact. So the big question is, how much was that single quarter worth? Are you ready for it? That 2012 United States quarter dollar sold at auction for an astounding $120,000, yes. $120,000 for a single quarter. That's the power of rarity, condition, and collector demand. And who knows, maybe there's another one out there. Maybe it's tucked away in someone's old drawer, or sitting in a forgotten coin roll. Maybe it's yours. That's why coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt. Every coin has a story. Every design tells a tale. And every once in a while, you come across a coin that changes everything. So start searching. Look closely. We're diving deep into the fascinating tale of the 2013 United States state quarter dollar. A coin that most people see as ordinary, but under the right circumstances, in the right condition, or with a unique flaw, it transforms into something truly extraordinary. At first glance, a 2013 quarter might seem like nothing special. Just another shiny coin. Something you'd use for parking meters or gum at a gas station. But behind that everyday exterior lies a powerful combination of art, history, precision engineering, and the ever-present possibility of immense value. Let's start with what made the 2013 quarters so unique. These coins are part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, an ambitious project by the U.S. Mint that began in 2010 and ran until 2021. The goal? To honor national parks, historic landmarks, and cherished sites from each U.S. state and territory. Each year, 5 new designs were released, and 2013 was no exception. In that year, the Mint released quarters celebrating White Mountain National Forest in New Hampshire, Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial in Ohio, Great Basin National Park in Nevada, Fort McHenry National Monument and Historic Shrine in Maryland, and Mount Rushmore National Memorial in South Dakota. Each of these coins is beautifully detailed, showing off landscapes, monuments, and even battle scenes in miniature. Relief. The Fort McHenry quarter, for example, captures the moment when the Star-Spangled Banner waved through the smoke of battle, inspiring America's national anthem. Mount Rushmore's coin gives us a dramatic side-angle carving scene, almost cinematic in its depth, and here's where things get exciting. While these coins were minted by the millions and distributed across the country, not all of them are equal. Some of them, due to incredibly rare minting errors or perfect, untouched condition, have become absolute unicorns in the collecting world. Imagine this: a regular 2013 quarter comes out of the minting press just slightly wrong. Maybe it struck off center. Maybe the die that pressed it had a slight crack, leaving an extra line or distorted image. Maybe there's a doubled design, where some part of the coin appears twice, slightly overlapped. These are called error coins, and they're some of the most valuable pieces in numismatics. Collectors aren't just looking for beauty, they're looking for rarity. For something that stands out. For a coin that tells a different story than the rest. But error isn't the only factor, condition matters just as much, if not more. A 2013 quarter that's been tossed around in pockets, dropped on sidewalks, and scraped across counters probably won't be worth more than face value. But a coin that's in mint state condition, stored carefully in protective packaging, untouched by time or human hands? That's a whole different story. Now take that perfect condition and combine it with a rare minting error, and you've got something truly powerful. A 1-in-a-million coin. A masterpiece of history and mechanical mystery. So what does a 2013 quarter like that look like? One legendary example was discovered featuring an extremely rare double die reverse, where key features of the design, like the lettering and image, appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the striking process. Not only that, but this coin was in flawless condition, graded by a professional certification service with one of the highest possible scores. When this coin went to auction, it didn't just sell, it exploded in value. Coin collectors from around the world jumped into the bidding, eager to claim this once-in-a-lifetime find. Because when you have something that's truly unique, something that tells a story no other coin can, it becomes more than money. It becomes legacy, and now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The number that makes jaws drop and hearts race, that single 2013 quarter, just a small, everyday coin, the kind you might carry around in your pocket, sold for an astonishing $153,000, yes, you heard that right, $153,000, all for one quarter. It's the kind of thing that makes you want to check every coin you own, go through old rolls of quarters, examine every little detail under a magnifying glass. And honestly, you should. Because these coins are still out there. Most people have no idea what they're holding. Most people won't look twice. But you know better now. You know what to look for. So here's what to do next. Go grab your old change jar, pull out that coin collection from the attic, and start your hunt. Look for the 2013 quarters. Check for errors. Check the condition. You never know, your next vacation, your next car, your dream home, it might be hiding in plain sight, disguised as spare change. Today's story is going to make you want to search every drawer, coin roll, and piggy bank in sight. We're talking about one of the most overlooked yet potentially valuable coins in your possession, the 2014 United States State Quarter Dollar. At first glance, it looks like a typical 25-cent piece. You've probably handled dozens of them. But what if I told you that some of these coins, thanks to rare features and freak minting accidents, have sold for as much as the price of a luxury car, or even more? Yes, it's true. And before the end of this video, I'll tell you exactly how much one ultra-rare 2014 quarter sold for, and trust me, You won't believe the number. Let's dive in. The year 2014 was the fifth installment of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a program launched by the U.S. Mint to celebrate the rich beauty and cultural legacy of the United States. Every year, 5 unique quarters were released, each honoring a different national park or historic site from across the nation. And 2014 delivered some truly iconic designs. That year's quarters featured Great Smoky Mountains National Park in Tennessee, Shenandoah National Park in Virginia, Arches National Park in Utah, Great Sand Dunes National Park in Colorado, Everglades National Park in Florida. Each one is a miniature piece of American history. The Great Smoky Mountains quarter captures a rustic log cabin and misty mountain backdrop, while the Arches quarter shows the world-famous delicate arch with stunning detail. The Everglades quarter features a graceful anhinga bird with its wings spread wide. These aren't just coins, they're storytelling tools, pieces of art, and historical snapshots all rolled into one. But as we know, the true value of a coin doesn't lie only in its design, it lies in its rarity, its condition, and sometimes, in its flaws. Let's talk about error coins. When coins are struck by high-speed presses at the U.S. Mint, thousands